Welcome to Lecture 23 of our series, where we will explore one of Plato's most speculative works, the Timaeus. This dialogue is remarkable not only for exploring cosmology, but also for integrating Plato's philosophical ideas with a vision of the universe that continues to influence thought today. Before we begin, it is essential to emphasize that the Timaeus is best understood in the broader context of Plato's work. If you haven't already, I highly recommend reading the Timaeus alongside critical dialogues such as the Republic, Phaedo, and Phaedrus. These texts provide essential insights into Plato's metaphysical framework, particularly his conception of the forms and the good, which is central to understanding the cosmological arguments presented here. The Republic, for instance, introduces the form of the good as the ultimate source of reality, and the Phaedo offers a deep dive into Plato's dualism of body and soul, both of which resonate through the cosmological model of the Timaeus. As we'll explore, in the Timaeus, the figure of the demiurge, Plato's divine craftsman, orders the universe according to the eternal forms, shaping the material world into a reflection of perfection. Understanding the demiurge's role requires familiarity with Plato's concept of the good, which motivates cosmic order. The demiurge's creative act is rooted in a desire for the universe to reflect the highest of these forms, the good itself. In Timaeus, Meno, and Phaedo, the interplay between the material elements and the forms reflects Plato's larger epistemological concerns. By revisiting dialogues like Meno or Phaedo, you will see how knowledge and recollection are tied to understanding these eternal realities. The introduction of the receptacle, Chora, in the Timaeus, a space where the forms manifest in the physical world, brings yet another layer of complexity to this metaphysical discussion, one that benefits from your prior readings. To maximize your understanding and engagement with today's lecture, I urge you to explore these texts, allowing them to guide your interpretation of the Timaeus. As we discuss the origins of the cosmos and its implications for Plato's philosophy, these works will illuminate the profound connections between his cosmology, ethics, and metaphysical thought. Now, let us explore the universe according to Plato, where the eternal and the temporal intersect in a harmonious vision of the cosmos. Lecture 23, The Timaeus, Cosmology and the Nature of the Universe. Welcome to Lecture 23 of our series on Plato, where today we delve into the Timaeus, one of Plato's most influential and speculative works. The dialogue presents a comprehensive account of Plato's cosmology and metaphysics, weaving together elements of philosophy, mathematics, and myth. Our goal today is to explore Plato's vision of the cosmos and examine how his ideas about the universe relate to his broader philosophical framework, particularly his metaphysical conception of the forms and the good. Introduction. Context of the Timaeus. The Timaeus occupies a unique place in Plato's oeuvre, primarily because it focuses not on ethics or politics, but on the creation and structure of the cosmos. In this dialogue, the central character, Timaeus, a Pythagorean philosopher, presents a monologue that speculates on the origins and nature of the universe. In contrast to dialogues like the Republic or the Phaedo, where Socrates leads the discussion, the Timaeus is driven by Timaeus himself, with Socrates playing a more passive role. The primary objective of the dialogue is to explain how the universe was created and organized by a divine craftsman, or demiurge. The discussion of cosmology in the Timaeus serves as a window into Plato's broader metaphysical system, where the material world is seen as a reflection of eternal, unchanging forms. Plato's cosmology, the demiurge, and the creation of the cosmos. At the heart of Plato's cosmology in the Timaeus is the figure of the demiurge, a divine craftsman who orders the cosmos according to eternal forms. The demiurge does not create the universe ex nihilo, out of nothing, but rather imposes order on pre-existing chaos, shaping it to reflect the perfection of the forms. Plato writes, "He was good, and the good can never have any jealousy of anything. And being free from jealousy, he desired that all things should be as like himself as they could be." Timaeus 29e 30a. Here, Plato's cosmology begins to intersect with his ethical views, as the demiurge's motivation for creating the cosmos is rooted in his desire to reflect the good. The good, which is the highest of the forms, plays a central role in Plato's metaphysical thought, as seen in the Republic, where the form of the good illuminates all other forms, much like the sun illuminates the visible world. Stephanus 508b, 509b. The demiurge, in his benevolence, seeks to bring the physical world into harmony with the eternal realm of forms, thus introducing order and intelligibility into the universe. The role of the forms in Plato's cosmology. To fully understand Plato's cosmology, we must return to his theory of forms. In previous dialogues like the Phaedo and Republic, Plato introduces the idea that the forms are the eternal, unchanging realities that exist beyond the material world. The material world is merely a reflection of these forms, subject to decay and imperfection, while the forms themselves remain constant. This dualism between the intelligible, the forms, and the sensible, the material world, is a cornerstone of Plato's thought. In the Timaeus, the forms play a critical role in the creation of the cosmos. The demiurge, acting as a divine craftsman, looks to the forms as blueprints for organizing the material world. However, there is a third element introduced in the Timaeus, the receptacle, or space, chora. Timaeus describes the receptacle as a kind of wet nurse that receives the impressions of the forms and allows them to manifest in the physical world. Timaeus 49a, 50c. This distinction between the eternal forms, the material world, and the intermediate receptacle is a subtle but important development in Plato's thought. The receptacle enables the forms to manifest in a world that is characterized by flux and change. While the forms are perfect and unchanging, the material world is a mere shadow of these eternal truths, shaped by the demiurge according to the pattern of the forms. This cosmological model allows us to see how Plato's metaphysics underpins his understanding of the universe. The physical world is not random or chaotic, but is an ordered system that reflects the perfection of the intelligible realm. The soul of the world, the universe as a living being. One of the most compelling aspects of Plato's cosmology in the Timaeus is his assertion that the universe itself is a living being, endowed with a soul. Timaeus explains that the demiurge, in his desire to create a perfect and ordered cosmos, infused the universe with a world soul. This soul governs the motions of the heavens and ensures that the cosmos operates in harmony and rationality. Plato writes, "He made a soul out of the indivisible and unchangeable, and also out of the divisible and corporeal." Timaeus 35a, 36d. The world soul, in this sense, is a blend of the eternal and the temporal, linking the intelligible world of the forms with the physical, ever-changing cosmos. The creation of the world soul is one of the demiurge's most significant achievements, as it ensures that the universe is not just a mechanical system, but a living, rational organism. This notion of a world soul resonates with Plato's broader metaphysical framework, particularly the relationship between the soul and the body. Just as the human soul governs the actions of the body and is oriented towards the knowledge of the forms, the world soul governs the motion of the heavens, ensuring that the cosmos remains in a state of ordered harmony. This connection between the microcosm, the human soul, and the macrocosm, the world soul, is also seen in Plato's Republic, where he compares the just soul to the just city, Stephanus 4 4 b. Time and the heavens. Another significant contribution of the Timaeus to Plato's cosmology is the discussion of time. Plato asserts that time itself was created along with the heavens, as a moving image of eternity. Timaeus 37. Time, for Plato, is not an independent entity, but a reflection of the eternal order of the forms, measured by the movements of the celestial bodies. The motion of the stars and planets, according to Timaeus, is not random, but governed by the rational order of the world soul. This idea ties into the ancient Greek notion of cyclical time, where the movements of the heavens are seen as reflecting the eternal order of the cosmos. For Plato, time is a necessary part of the created world, but it remains subordinate to the eternal, timeless forms. The four elements: fire, earth, air, and water. In Plato's cosmology, the material world is composed of four elements: fire, earth, air, and water. These elements are not static substances, but are, in fact, geometric structures, specifically triangles. Timaeus explains that the bodies of earth and air and fire and water were born possessing forms as perfect as was possible for them to possess. Timaeus 53b, 56c. Plato's emphasis on geometry in the Timaeus reflects his belief in the importance of mathematics as a means of understanding the universe. As we saw in the Republic, Plato believes that mathematics, particularly geometry, is essential for guiding the soul towards knowledge of the forms. Stephanus 522c, 527a. In the Timaeus, this idea is extended to the physical world, where the very elements that make up the cosmos are structured according to mathematical principles. The rational, ordered structure of the elements in the Timaeus reinforces Plato's belief that the cosmos is governed by intelligibility and reason. The physical world, though subject to change and imperfection, reflects the rational order of the intelligible world of the forms. Cosmology and ethics, the good and the order of the cosmos. The ethical implications of Plato's cosmology are profound. Just as the universe is ordered according to rational principles, so too should human beings strive to live in accordance with reason and the good. The order and harmony of the cosmos serve as a model for how we should order our own lives. In the Republic, Plato argues that justice in the soul mirrors justice in the city, with each part fulfilling its proper function in accordance with reason. Stephanus 433a, 444a. In the Timaeus, this analogy is extended to the entire cosmos. The universe itself is a just and ordered whole, and human beings, as microcosms of the universe, should aim to live in accordance with the same rational principles. By understanding the rational order of the cosmos, we can better align ourselves with the good, the highest of the forms, and live a life that reflects the harmony and balance of the universe. Conclusion. The Timaeus in Plato's philosophical framework. The Timaeus offers a grand vision of the universe, where the physical and metaphysical worlds are intimately connected. The cosmos, according to Plato, is a rational, ordered whole, shaped by the demiurge according to the eternal forms. The world soul governs the movements of the heavens, while the material elements of fire, earth, air, and water reflect the geometrical order of the forms. Plato's cosmology, as presented in the Timaeus, reinforces many of the key themes of his broader philosophy, particularly the centrality of the good, the dualism between the intelligible and sensible worlds, and the importance of living a life in accordance with reason. Understanding the nature of the universe is not just an intellectual exercise for Plato. It is also a path towards understanding the nature of the good and living a virtuous life. In closing, the Timaeus challenges us to consider not just the physical structure of the cosmos, but our place within it. By aligning ourselves with the rational order of the universe, we can cultivate virtues and live a life that reflects the harmony of the cosmos.